Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a new episode of the podcast, as always on a Tuesday, joined by Lewis always as well. We're here to unpack quite a lot of stuff that's happened over the past week. Feels like a lot of stuff happened since we do these podcasts. Seems to be every other day new stuff's happening in Scottish football and that, so we'll unpack a bit of that. We've got obviously the Rangers Motherwell review. There's also obviously the instant reaction on our channel, but after letting that result settle for a few days, we'll see how we are after it. We'll talk about Cedric Itten obviously coming on, making a great impact at the weekend. We're going to talk about formation, about how it didn't really work out at Motherwell, so what else could we have done to get that all important win and goal in the end. And then we'll talk about Ross County round off the episode, because that's obviously the next game on the horizon. And if you are watching the YouTube channel, like and subscribe as always. That's it. I know I have to prepare myself every week I do it. But starting off, we'll talk about something that's happened yesterday. Monday night, obviously, you've seen Neil Lennon's press conference. What do you have to make about
that? As soon as that man realises his days are done it. Just sounds like a man that realises his time in his job looks like it's going to be over if he doesn't pick up a result on Wednesday. I thought it was quite laughable, mate, in it, It's just, it shows you how that club is falling. Dave King was right in terms of we win one league title, they will fold, and I feel like they are folding. For it, we have a go to the national team and all. The majority of the players in the national team are for his football club. Is he forgetting like Cal McGregor, Brian Christie was the one that scored the winning goal. To have the go at the government and all, which is just stupid. No, but I just think it's a man that's under pressure and realises his days and his job's over. Don't think he'll get another job after it, to be honest with you, mate. I can't see another football team touching him.
I agree with you, actually. I've seen that pop up, actually. It'll be very hard for him. If I thought he wouldn't even see out the end of this week. We'll obviously see how the morrow goes with the result and such, but the way he's coming out, the way he's sort of speaking, Celtic are acting as a football club, it's just not. Why I wanted to speak about it is just because it's not showing Scottish football in a great light. Obviously, you see how good we're playing all season, breaking sort of records, playing in the park, Europa League unbeaten. You've got players coming in, performing and such. You don't really hear about anything like that now. It's just all about how Celtic are fucking up everyone.
Wait, this was on national news last night.
Exactly. How crazy is that?
Do you know what I mean? National news. Do you know what I mean?
It's bringing negativity towards our game.
Exactly. I'm sorry to cut you off, mate. Just when you're saying about it does bring negativity to our game, think about the English fans that already say that our league's sort of Fulham could come up here in a minute. Do you know what I mean? With this sort of stuff, it's no also helping it, is it?
Exactly. It just makes it look like a laughing stock. They've been made look like a laughing stock as well.
I'm buzzing to see what Andy Walker's going to say, mate. I'm buzzing to see what Andy Walker's going to say. Obviously,
he had a right go at him and all.
Chris Boyd's going to be just smirking like a Chester cat tomorrow night, man. I can't wait.
But it's just as you said at the start of obviously your explanation about that, he is a guy that looks to be under immense pressure. He's not going to be able to handle another poor couple of results because it's all going to come back on this whole Dubai thing. They've lost players and such. And just the thing that has annoyed me in general with the whole situation is just the fact that apart from Peter Lawwell's statement obviously last week, he's seen there's not been any sort of big sorry saying, like, because they brung COVID back into Scotland again when everybody's trying to get rid of it. Like, they're bringing our player in that's got a positive test and they don't really seem to care about that. If you heard obviously his words and all, he was like, we went away to Dubai and only recorded 2 positive tests. I think that's remarkable. And I'm like, right, so that's only remarkable if you're doing something you weren't supposed to be doing, in my opinion. That seems to me like they were trying to cover themselves up because only 2 of them got COVID. Were they expecting the full squad to get it or something like that? I don't get his words. But aye,
Listen, seeing you've got the thing coming out saying that they apologise or sorry for it, and then you've got Neil Lennon just saying, "Nah, look, listen, I'm no sorry. I went to Dubai for a couple of pints." Do you know what I mean? So very hypocritical for the club, innit?
That was it in a nutshell. But the less said about that, the better. It's always good to have a laugh about these things. So, we'll get into the proper stuff about Rangers. But you have to use Lennon's his favourite wee manoeuvre now. Moving on to Rangers v Motherwell. We've got a lot to unpack for this game. Obviously, we talked about it briefly in the channel, but the results set for a few days. I've personally forgot this game even happened, just with the way the news has been with Celtic. I feel that's a good thing because you're coming off a poor result and you're like, oh, surely that's going to be all over the radio. People will be, oh, Rangers are bottling or whatever. But looking back at it, do you think it was a fair result?
Aye, for the 90 minutes, it was a fair result, mate. Thought, as I said to you, I thought Motherwell were fantastic for me personally. I thought Motherwell were great. Same as yourself, mate. I've sort of just forgotten about this game. I know the fans on Twitter were sort of kind of overreacting. It is, at the same time, it's disappointing to drop points with how well we have been going. Do you know what I mean? Even games that we've not played well in, we've still turned around them and won them. And I kind of was hoping when we equalised, I thought, right, come on, let's get that last goal and let's get this show in there. You know what I mean? Get it up, back away. But I don't know, mate. I'm still a bit just questioning the formation, mate. Really, that's for my personal self, and questioning the players as well. If they're checking their social medias and they're looking at what fans are posting that and they feel like, oh, we've done it, we've won it. Do you know what I mean? You've got to always be 100% motivated. Do you know what I mean? You can't be looking at your Twitter. Gerard's got to take the phones away. Do you know what I mean? As soon as they come into Ibrox, phones in a bag. Do you know what I mean? 50p to get them back if anybody's cussing. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Nah, I don't know.
Maybe they have been looking at the title title talk. It's
I think they have.
Celtic. After Celtic's good result, that's all I've seen. So,
I just think that it doesn't help. See when the fans are, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, do you know what I mean? We've done it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, for me, man, Hibs is still to be played, and as I said, the Hibs and Livingston game still be a massive game. See if we can get results there. Then, hopefully we've done it. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know what to think about it, mate. I don't even know what I'm talking about now. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, of course. There's 14 games obviously left of the season. We're 21 clear. So the positive to look at it is that last week when Celtic were playing Hibs, they dropped points and they dropped points on Saturday. So we're at the same stage we were a week ago. We're still 21 points clear. There's been no sort of further push on that. But for me, should have been all three. I feel we had a decent few chances in the second half. We didn't turn up to any sort of good standard in the first. Credit to Motherwell as always, but they played very well, defended well, but we didn't show up. And obviously, it's going to concern you as a Rangers fan. You've been winning that many games. You don't want to taste a bit of negativity, but we done well to actually get back into the game because I really didn't see us scoring. Even looking back on it now, I'm like, I didn't think we were going to score, but we had a few decent opportunities. Obviously, Defoe in the last minute as well. So, my other question for you is: do you think this is just a stumbling block for the now, or do you think this will see us go on a poor run, or do you think we'll pick it back up against Ross County?
Nah, I just think it's a stumbling block. Listen, I thought a lot of fans were getting carried away and like it's doomsday. Do you know what I mean? We've dropped points. Listen, Motherwell were a good side, and as you say, mate, we were lucky to get back into the game. I don't think it's a sort of we're going to go on a bad run or anything like that now. Obviously, Ross County is going to be a difficult game. I know they've just smacked Aberdeen 4-1 on it. No, so it's going to be a difficult game. I don't think we're going to go on a bad run. I just think the players need to just be focused, turn the social media off, man. Just be focused on the job at hand. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. I'm confident that we can go to Ross County at home. Feels like ages since we've even been at home. Put a performance in, get players minutes. And a player I want to ask you about, because personally, from my opinion, I feel it's his time now to get him into this side, start a few games to see what he can do. and that's Cedric Itten. All his goals in the league have came against Motherwell, but every single time this guy's come on the park, he's put in a shift. Like, even if it is for 5-10 minutes, he's always up the end of the park, pressing, winning the ball, has a few shots, few headers. He's a threat. Obviously, he can play out wide as well, which we've seen. But I think he's only had 1 or 2 league starts this full season. The last one I can remember him starting anyway was Kilmarnock away when we won 1-0. He played good there again. So comes on at the weekend, gets a good goal, important goal for us. Do you feel it's his time as well?
I don't think. I would say it is. I don't think he's a wide out player. That's what I was going to say earlier. I don't think he should be playing out wide. I think he's a striker that should be a striker. He should be in the box. Barisic and Talbot,
he should be.
Do you know what I mean?
But he can play out there.
I don't want to say
personally like him up top with somebody else or himself. But if Gerrard always plays that 4-3-3, he'll play him in like where Roof plays. You know what I mean?
I think for me personally, I think he does deserve a run in the team. I think it's lower Black Morelos, obviously. He's obviously a top player. Same, we're missing Kemar Roof, I feel like, as well. But I think Cedric does deserve a start, I would say, for starting this game. I don't know if he's maybe one of those players, impact sub, do you know what I mean? Sort of comes on and with the team. He's landlord of Motherwell, as I say, mate. But I think he does deserve a start, mate.
Yeah, and I think a lot of Rangers fans want to see that. So us to get him up there. Hopefully he can do the business against Ross County, because we'll go into the Ross County game, but there's one guy for me who I want to talk about who should drop out of that, but we'll get to that. So the next sort of point, bringing up this Motherwell game again, is it's bring a lot of questions to me and you. I've not seen much else about it, but look, we know we play this 4-3-3. We know we're comfortable. Everybody knows their roles. It's worked well for us all season. But much like Livingston at the start of the season, Motherwell now, obviously, it was hard to obviously create opportunities. We're passing the ball about well. We're making him work hard, but there wasn't any real, like, I know I said that they had a few decent opportunities, but there wasn't like a great opportunity to score or anything like that. So if it isn't working similar to Sunday, what do you want to see going forward in these sort of games? Because it's coming to the business end of the season. Games are going to get tough. Teams are needing points. So what do you see in your eyes that you would do?
Personally, for myself, mate, I said to you before, obviously not when we were on the podcast, but I think we should be playing a 3-5-2. I just think that would benefit us so much more. Do you know what I mean? I just think, see with the formation we played in now, it's Motherwell still in charge, honestly, and it's sort of just still playing or get it out wide and try and, do you know what I mean, walk way into the box. Do you know what I mean? Can somebody have the boys to just have a shot in the middle of the park, take a run through the middle? Do you know what I mean? Because if we did that, I feel like at the end of the Motherwell game, there was plenty of space, I feel like, for them to get in and have a shot. But for myself, mate, a 3-5-2 would be perfect. I don't know about
you. I mean, you're no wrong about Matt Warburton. Pedro Caixinha, Graham Murray, they all played 4-3-3. That rarely ever changed for years, obviously, at Rangers. Gerrard's got us playing the best of that at the moment. Obviously, when you've got all your good players, your important players fit, I think Ryan Jack, Roof have been massive misses in terms of the way that game would have went at the weekend. Anyway, Arfield as well. But I would like to see more of a 4-2-3-1, maybe a 4-1-4-1. I like the idea of maybe going away to Hibs, right, and leaving 2 sitting midfielders. I feel like that brings more of an opportunity for Bongani Zungu to come into the lineup with somebody right next to him, whether that be Kamara or Davis. You've got Hadji or Roof out wide right, Kent, and then you've got maybe Aribo playing in behind the striker. To me, that sounds good. Even Hadji can play in the middle. Obviously, that's where I like to see him as well. But I just feel that's a good balance. Keeps the 4 at the back. Keeps us 2 protected when we go away, and we've got enough up there to go attack. I like the idea of the 3-5-2 because I've never seen us really play a three at the back, and I feel a lot of teams are doing that now. You obviously seen Celtic try to do it at the start of the season, where they play their wing backs more as wingers. It's worked well for them. Obviously, last season when they came back for Dubai and such, but I quite like the idea of that because we're conceding a lot of goals for cross balls. Seems to be Motherwell at home. It's pretty similar to the game at the weekend. The goal they scored against us. So, I quite like that idea as well. I would like to see it.
I'm just thinking honestly, mate, just how attacking Tav and Barisic, do you know what I mean? I'm feeling like that system would benefit them as well. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And also he gets Bambi game time, he gets Alander game time as well. So aye.
I quite like the idea of the three at the back now, but then I'm trying to pick players' positions. So obviously Kent's going to need to play. Where does he play in that? Because you're going to have Barisic and Tav on the right and left.
Kent plays on the bench, mate. Kent plays
Kent on the bench.
I would say for the next couple of games, Kent needs to go on the bench. It's as simple as that. Do you know what I mean?
Fair.
No, he needs to be dropped, mate. I know you're going to say it in this, but he needs to be dropped.
Aye, we'll get to that in a wee minute. But I like the idea 3-5-2. Who are you starting up front then? So give me the run through that team that you would play.
Well, obviously McGregor's the goalie, mate. There's no denying about that. You play your Connor Golsons, you play your Balligans, you play your Hollanders. Then you've got your Tavin, Barisicis, you've got your Davis, Kamara, Jack. No you, but Ryan Jack. And then Cedric and Kemar Roof, I feel like would be good in that, mate.
Fair enough. A lot of changes in there. But I like the idea of trying something different. That's basically the big thing, mate, for me.
As long as it's not this formation we're playing now. Mm-hmm. See it right now, see the formation. I swear, as I said, it's like Mark Warburton's still the manager. Can somebody have a new idea and be fresh and just change the formation? Do you know what I mean? I'm sick of watching Ryan Kent, do you know what I mean, run himself into the ground and then lose the ball, do you know what I mean? And get frustrated at himself, do you know what I mean? He has to go home and he has to do his meditation, do you know what I mean?
I feel like that for 4-3-3, it benefits everybody when we're working well, we're playing well. But see, when we start playing poor, you get like Ryan Kent, Tavernier's been out of position for the past couple of weeks and with team's goals. But it's because he's so attacking that he's not getting any cover, and then that's when your three at the back comes into good use because you've got an extra defender back there. But I don't see it changing, but I just thought it'd be a good idea to bring it up. Like, what would we do? Because as you say, you do get bored watching the same thing play out. It was like, come on, try something else. Everybody was looking for Tav to do something, for Davis to do something. Aye, go for it.
Can I ask you a question? See, for me personally, see with a system, right? I think it personally shows that Gerrard doesn't have a second formation. Do you know what I mean? I don't think Gerrard has a different sort of formation he can play the team. I think he's just stubborn, as I say, stubborn. He's same old. Do you know what I mean? That's what I feel like with Gerrard. Sometimes with the substitutions, I said to you before, I feel like you can be stubborn about yourself. Do you think he's a bit too stubborn with the formation? He doesn't have anything else.
Well, I don't know if he doesn't have anything else planned, but it looks that way sometimes. Because I mean, like, see when he brings players on as well. Who did he bring on at the weekend? He brought on Jermaine Defoe, Cedric Itten, Brandon Barker. Obviously, Barker was brought on for Kent, played out wide, similar position. Defoe and Itten were all brought on, but Itten's brought on to play a right wing sort of role. So he's shoehorning players like that. As we said with Hadji at the very, very start of the season, he's bringing players that don't really play there into these positions. He done it with Aribo last year as well when we didn't really have a right winger. He put Aribo out in the right. Didn't really play like amazing at the time, but that was another instance where he done that. But I've only ever remember, right, this is weird because it was against Motherwell as well. The only time I remember him changing his formation just for the get-go was 2 years ago against Motherwell away. It was like, I think we won 3-2, but we're 2-0 down. John Flanagan started at centre-back. Kyle Lafferty made his debut and scored 2. that's the only time I ever remember Gerrard playing a different formation. So
I just for myself, mate, like I just feel like it's just, to me, it's like, man, come on, do something different. Stop trying to put players that don't play in these positions. Like when you bought him, like when Hadji was bought, he wasn't. Do you know what I mean? He's not a winger. Do you know what I mean? It's such a creative. Do you know what I mean? But I don't want to compare him. Do you know what I mean? Mesut Ozil, but he's such a creative player. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got somebody like Cedric, who's not a winger. He's a straight up striker. You're whipping balls into him all day long. Tall as a green giant. Do you know what I mean? Just putting that ball into his head. I just think it shows stubbornness sometimes for him, that he's not sometimes maybe willing to change his formation during the game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and maybe that is it. But that's no disrespect to obviously Steven Gerrard and what he's done. Like, look, he's worked this 4-3-3 and he's worked this 4-3-3. He's brought in these players. They're all playing well. But sometimes you're just looking for that something different, maybe. And like Motherwell.
Yeah, see when you're 60, do you think Rangers will still be playing a 4-4-3?
I don't know. Seems like most teams play this formation, but like a 4-3-3 is like the new 4-4-2. I'm trying to think of teams that play it different. I know Sheffield Wednesday play 5 at the back. But they're ranked rotten, so obviously that's why they play that. But seems that Liverpool play 4-3-3, City play 4-3-3.
That's why I think he does it, but honestly, that's why I think he does it. I think he just studies that Klopp team.
It's an interesting one, and obviously, anybody that's listening to it, leave us a comment, tweet us, or comment in the video. What would you do with this sort of team? We're not trying to like pure comment the team or anything, but what would you do if, like the Motherwell game, if things weren't going right? What would you do if you were in Steven Gerrard's shoes? Let us know. Is there anything else on that sort of topic you want to talk about?
Not necessarily that topic, mate, but just something to get my mind if I could share it, if that would be all right with you.
Aye, go for it.
So see, on my mind, right, we've got to look at this like Moneyball, all right? This is the way it's got to be looked at. Brentford, Moneyball, this is the way we're looking at it, right? Say we do, right, we win the league, right? Business has got to get done, right? And I'm looking at 3 players, right, that we've got. I think we could let go, and the team could do all right if we bring some lads in. Fair enough. I know he's looking at a lad who's at Coventry or something. I seen that Gerrard's looking at. But for me, right, say we do win it, right, in the summer, for me, bam, Barisic, you're gone. Your age and the money that we could get for you, I'm doing it. Morelos, you win the league, you know what I mean, you get yourself into the 100 club or what have you. Bam, you want to still go, you can go. If there's bids coming in for Glenn Kamara, we did business getting him for as cheap as we did, and we say we can make a couple of million off him. Bam, there's business. I just think you have to think Moneyball wise, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say Joe's got a lot of development, I feel, still to do. But no, I'm just thinking Moneyball, mate. I was thinking about that after the game as well. I was thinking, got to still, like, when you're a successful team, mate, you've got to still, like, add to it. Do you know what I mean? You still got to, I'm just thinking Michael Jordan. Do you know what I mean? If you're not on my level, still being motivated and want to be champions, do you know what I mean? You've got to let people go. I don't know. Just been watching a lot of basketball, mate. I'm doing it.
Well, it's a good point to bring up again, because like obviously we were looking at this season being like, right, we need to win 55, stop 10 in a row, get ourselves back into winning trophies again, right? So far, so good, right? We're not saying anything is won yet, right? But if it does come to May, that title is ours. You don't want the team to go away and party too hard and then come back and fall apart. You want to go and build on these trophies and such. Get more silverware. It'll probably come to the end of the season. We'll have to sell a few players. That's just going to be the fact of the matter. Alfredo Morelos, I think, he'll be top of that list. Obviously, we've loved him for many years, but it seems like the summer is going to be the time for him to go. Borna Barisic is an interesting one, because I thought he was maybe going to go last summer. I rate him very highly. I think he's a great left back, but as you say, his age, the price we could command for him could be something that we could look at. And Kamara is one that's I see all the time. Teams are interested in him, so If we can keep a hold of these players, like, I'm all for it, but I just feel that there will be a few.
Oh, it'd be brilliant if we
few
can.
going. Aye.
I just think successful teams, mate. Like, as I say, Chicago Bulls, when, do you know what I mean? Even when they were winning titles, they still sold some of their best players and brought people in to freshen up that NBA team. I've been watching a lot of NBA, mate. Three games last night. Well, earlier was in the morning in a row. It's fantastic. Aye. But you just need to constantly keep adding to your successful teams. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you need to let go of players. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, Jack. Let's focus on the business right now, which is Ross County, innit?
Aye, let's focus on that for now. It was a good subject to bring up. Hopefully, we can look back at that and add to that. That'd be a good topic for the coming season coming up. But aye, Ross County is coming up. That's the next game in the horizon. 14 league games left. This will take us down to 13 after this one. So 4-1 win against Aberdeen, which is remarkable. They beat Hibs away from home as well. I think they beat them 2-0. 2-0 away from home. So Yogi's got them playing decent stuff. Kettlewell was just out his depth, I feel. Ross County seem to be a different team to when we played them anyway. We beat them 4-0 at their but they come to Ibrox now. We beat them 2-0. 2-0 at Ibrox and 4-0 away. They're on good form. What do you see going into this one in terms of the opponent and changes to the lineup?
I just think it shouldn't be, as I said, mate. They've beaten some obviously big teams. They've done something we didn't do, obviously, when they beat Hibs away from home. So it's not the same Ross County team that we've played before. It is going to be, I think, a real tough match. Obviously, coming off of the draw, which isn't that bad as everyone makes it out to be. Sorry. I think it's just going to be a really tough, difficult game, mate. But hopefully we can get the job done.
Aye. We need to get back to winning ways as fast as possible. We've been set back twice in the league this year, and every time we've been set back, we've come back and we've won games. So I hope that sort of mentality stays the same. We can come to Ross County, we're at home. There's no excuses. We should be winning this match, no matter what sort of form Ross County are on. But lineup, I feel that there's going to be quite a few changes in this lineup. Don't want to say like there's going to be like the full team change, but there's a couple here that I would make personally. So I'll run through my 11 and we can talk about if you agree with that or what else you would like to see. So I think McGregor, Tav, Goldson. I think Hollander will come back in. I've said it every single week, but this has to be the week for me. Balogun, he's a bit ropey sometimes for me personally. At the weekend, I feel like he should have been tighter for that goal. And believe it or not, mate, Hollander's never lost a game for Rangers while he's been playing. So it's a massive start.
Wow.
I feel like he should come into the lineup again. Freshen things up. Baritic will start. A man who I've been campaigning to start for a long time as well, Bangani Zungu. I just feel like this could be the perfect game for him to get a start in. Davis looks like he played well at the weekend, actually, Davis, but he looks like he's getting tired with all these games he's playing. He's 36, we've got to remember. So I feel like if Ryan Jack was about, I don't think he'd been playing this much, but might be a perfect opportunity for Zungu to come in. I think Aribo and Kamara will start again. Aribo didn't play great at the weekend, but I'd like to see.
Shocking.
Shocking. I thought that's what you said.
He was, mate. He was shocking.
But I'd like to see him in the lineup and try and put in a performance again, because there's no much else we can do. I reckon Davis needs a rest, and then that leaves us with these two, Kamara and Aribo. So the three up front. If Roof's no fit, I'm hearing he's back in training, but I don't know if he'll start the game. Might feature on the bench and that, but front three, Hadji, Morelos, and Cedric Itten. I feel. What do you feel about that
lineup? I'm shocked at the thing with Hollander. I can't believe that.
It's a great start.
That's blown my mind. I can agree with you, mate. I do feel like maybe Devo needs a bit of a rest, but you know, it's with the bench. That's what I'm on about. We don't really have MD in the middle, obviously, because Arfield and Jack are both out. I thought Ryan Jack would have been back for this game.
I think he might be back for this game.
But no, I agree with you. I hope he is, mate. I hope he is. But no, I agree with the lineup. I 100% agree with your lineup. Does Steven Gerrard? Probably not. Probably the same team that started against Motherwell probably start.
Nah, I reckon there's Cedric Itten has to come in. I think that's guaranteed. Haji's another one, maybe Roof will come in, as I said. Was poor at the weekend, I think, Haji, but it's another guy we've been like. I think the story this season is like certain players have turned up at certain times. Like Haji for the past few weeks when we've not been playing well has been the standout. And then when he has a poor game, it's just whose time is it now? Maybe that time is Cedric Itten's, who knows?
See, to be honest with you, see how many abuse Haji's got early on in his Rangers career compared to the way Ryan Kent. I just think he gets made the scapegoat so many times. Do you know what I mean? Haji, do you know what I mean? For me, I think he's a tremendous wee player. Do you know what I mean? He's somebody you put your arm around and you just say, "You're a good lad. You can take." Do you know what I mean? Whatever Neil Warnock would say to him, that's what you say to him. Same with Ryan Kent. I just think Ryan Kent needs a wee bit of a rest, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's something I wanted to bring up, actually, was the situation of Ryan Kent. Played well against Aberdeen. Get 2 assists. Looked good. We play Motherwell, obviously, just looked devoid of any sort of confidence at all. And bearing in mind, he's only missed out 1 league game this full season, and that was against St Mirren. That was against St Mirren a few weeks ago. That was the only game he's no started this year in the league. So, it just seems to be taking his toll on him.
Listen, he was made to be that big signing, wasn't he? He was supposed to be that big player for us. And when you're supposed to be a big player, you play majority of games. Do you know what I mean? He might be a bit burnt out. I think somebody just needs to tell him, you're playing Aberdeen and Celtic every week, son. He'll turn up. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's maybe he just thinks to himself, it's Motherwell. You don't really, but you need to turn up. It's Rangers. You turn up every week and give your all for that shirt for the full 90 minutes.
No.
Else you don't, then Jack.
No, there he's out, aye.
This guy comes in and plays for the shirt for the full 90 minutes. Any position, he'll play. Versatile, yeah.
Fair enough. Getting the wee plug as always. But I mean, I'd take that over Ryan Kent in the moment. He's just been really poor. I like him and all. I really like him as a player. We've liked him for a few years. We're obviously desperate to get him back last year, but it just seems like he's so inconsistent. Similar to Joe Aribo. They'll have like games where they're just top drawer and you're like, we should be demanding mega millions for these players. And then half the time they just look like they can't be arsed, or they're just low in confidence. And something I don't really want to see for two young promising assets at the club. So I feel like Kent, I'd like to see him drop out at the weekend. He'll still probably feature for the bench, but I mean, that gives us more of an option for the bench, doesn't it? Because we've not had much on there recently.
Oh, no, sorry, I agree with you, mate.
And that's all I've got wrote down to talk about today. If you get anything else,
I do, mate. I do. Just wanted to ask you watching a fight the weekend, or
UFC.
Cage fighting, mate. I'm watching it. Well, when it's
what day is that on?
It's on Saturday, mate. There's UFC on Wednesday night. Michael Chandler's fighting, and then obviously Saturday the big boys fighting. Big lads fight. £20 on BT Sport. If you've got 20 quid, you can watch. You can watch it, or you can just legally watch it on whatever websites. But Dana White will come for you. So
I don't know. I'm working till midnight that night, so I don't know if I'll even be able to catch it. I don't know if I'll be awake. Aye, so I don't know. I like what you're seeing but I'm just never up.
Aye. I say that sometimes with NBA. That's why I watched it last night. 3 games in a row, mate. Hanging out my rear end. Do you know what I mean? But that's where the good old brew comes in. I'm brew energy. No, I just looking forward to UFC, mate, and I'm looking forward to watching Conor McGregor come back and fight this boy. It's going to be a different fight to what it was last time. I hope we get a bit of blood and guts.
Mm-hmm.
But I just hope Conor gets the win, and I hope we get that rematch with Khabib, and he can smack canvas. That would be. But it probably wouldn't happen. Khabib probably just strangle him. But I never doubt Conor, even when he fought Floyd. No, mate. Just thought I'd talk about something else. Obviously, because we haven't nothing else to really talk about. But
Aye.
UFC. Listen.
Aye. If MD's interested in UFC, please tweet us, comment on the video. Maybe it can be a regular segment for you, mate. We can talk about the UFC in the podcast. So
Aye.
So we were cut off there due to the connection, but we were talking about UFC. Face froze, but that's pretty much all for the podcast. Lewis is keeping himself busy during lockdown with a lot of sport. So it's good to see you keeping yourself busy during these times, and I hope everybody else is having as much fun as they can at the moment, sitting in the house. So that's it. That's nothing much to do, but we're all in it together at the end of the day. I might get myself into watching some basketball and all, but that's the episode. If you've got any sort of opinions,
Maybe hockey.
Hockey.
Hockey, mate, seems like your sport.
Nah, to be fair, I like darts when it's on. I do watch darts, so not any much else, but darts is good.
It's not a good sport, is it?
Nah, I wouldn't say it's a sport either, but it's class. It's good to watch.
How much of fat bastards throwing darts in it?
It is at the end of the day, but I mean it's enjoyable. It is good. But we all have our interests. We've went off topic completely at the end of this episode, but that's what podcasting's for. A bit of a laugh, a joke. If you have any opinions on today's episode, please tweet them at us, comment on the video and such. Hopefully we can get 3 points. Ross County. Hopefully we can get 3 points. That's what I want most. Get back on track again, and we'll be back on Friday with a transfer roundup video, talking about whatever rumours come about in the next few days. But until then, we'll see you next time. Thank you for listening.